students. Today's topic is fully about the working of institutions, a political science lesson. We know that in India, as it is a democratic nation and also a country with a huge diverse population, it is very difficult to rule by one or two persons or one or two levels of government or one or two institutions, etc. And we all know that in case of our own house or in case of our school or anywhere else or in a factory, a person alone is facing many difficulties to take a proper decision according to some situations. So compared to a country just like India with a huge and diverse population, it is also extremely difficult to have a person in charge of taking all the decisions for the whole nation. So here we are going to study what are the important institutions in our country who take proper decisions for the nation and also makes different schemes for the development of all the people, and also who makes proper consideration for the every kind of people in order to give maximum support for their upliftment. So from this chapter we can discuss the three major important institutions for a democratic nation like India, that is legislature, executive and judiciary. See, institution is not with having a meaning of a building or a factory, etc. It is just a group of people who takes the proper decisions, making rules and regulations, etc. So here in case of political science, institution here in this lesson refers to a organization or an association or a group of people with particular rules and regulations and specific responsibilities. So the three major institutions are legislature, executive and judiciary. These three organizations or these three institutions are coordinating everything, discussing, debating, making decisions and also implementing and also solving whenever any problem comes. So all these three are so cooperative, so coordinative, so interconnected. Without one another having any duty. Without the other one they have no any proper function. So such a good relation is there between this legislature, executive and judiciary. Especially in a democratic nation, legislature is considering as the important institution where lots of elected representatives are sitting together in order to frame new policies, programs and also to give proper discussions on different issues of our nation. So that is one important institution where new rules, regulations, programs, schemes, etc. are forming. And here also we can say that in a legislature or in a legislature, just like in case of India, that is called a parliament, where we have two houses are there, two branches are there, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. We have full details about Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha in our previous lessons, where more members are there in Lok Sabha and less members are there in Rajya Sabha. But anyhow, whenever a proper decision need to be formed in our country, all these, that is Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha and other important officials known as President, Speaker, Prime Minister, etc. also plays their great role in order to get a proper rule or a regulation or an act for our country. So all of them have their own proper and specific duties, and all of them are having their own power to implement something. Students, we all are so common with the number of memos, circulars, notices that we are commonly seeing in our classrooms whenever or according to different occasions and situation. These memos or notices are making into public by the government, by the officers, that is teachers, principal, management and parents also. So whenever a proper function is going to happen, whenever something is to celebrate, whenever some new decisions are to introduce into our school, lots of discussions will be there on that topic and it will be prepared into a notice or into a memo. Then it will be signed by the official in charge and it will be published into each and every of the classes. The same procedures are going on in case of our government also, where whenever an issue comes, whenever any problem need to solve, that is to be discussed in both houses of the parliament, and the same need to be discussed with the president, then other members, etc. And finally, numbers of departments are there, number of ministries are there. All of them need to go through all the details related to that particular issue and need to give or to prepare a memo, a government order or a government memo. That will be introduced or will be published through different field, just like a newspaper or media, etc. So just like a memo in school, the memos or the ordinances or the orders or the rules of a country need to prepare with loads of times of discussion. Sometimes years will be taken to get a proper decision on a particular issue. We have studied about the decision making procedures in our country, where we can study that out of these two houses, that is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha exercises more power. Why? We can discuss. It is mainly because that one of the important reasons that in normal cases, every rules and regulations are making into law by both houses, that is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha together. But in case whenever both of them have different opinion about a particular issue, there will be a scope for the speaker to get a joint sitting of this Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha together. And that problem will be discussed openly in that both of the members together in parliament, where also a scope is there for Lok Sabha to get their overwhelming majority, because more members are there in Lok Sabha than Rajya Sabha. Then again we can say that there is a scope for the Rajya Sabha, especially in case of some of the decisions taken by the Lok Sabha to reject, but the rejection also is for only 14 days. After that 14 days, whether Rajya Sabha accept or not is doesn't matter. Lok Sabha can declare it as a new rule. And again, more important is especially that other than finance matters, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha together can. But in case, especially in case of the decisions or budget or financial matters of a country, where the proper or the final decision is taken by the Lok Sabha. So in almost every matters, Lok Sabha has more power. So as Lok Sabha has more power, especially because of their majorities people or the majority number of elected people into Lok Sabha, they have their own more overwhelming priority over almost every rules and regulations. In case of every rules and regulation, there will be a hard work of many more group of people together to sit, to discuss and also to find out a final decision. All those people, those who are behind the curtain in order to make rules and regulation collectively called executives. All those who are people, those who are functionaries working behind the proper enactment of a rule or regulation is called executives. So in a democratic country, two types of executives are there mainly: political executives and permanent executives. Political executives are the elected representatives or the political leaders who got power for 5 years of time. There is a particular period of time for their term. And the another group of people are called, they are appointed by the government according to their quality of education and other expertise. They are called permanent, because there is no any particular period of time for their tenure. There is no any fixed time, that is just 5 year or 4 year, etc. Even though the government in power is not in power after an election, the appointed officials can continue till their retirement time. So political executives are the rulers of a country who are making rules and regulations and also are elected. Permanent executives are a group of officials who are appointed by government in order to give all types of supports and assistance to the political executives. And these permanent executives are also called civil servants. They are having their service in government offices. Even though the civil servants are more educated, more qualified, more expertise in different sphere of their educational level, their power is lesser than the elected representatives or political executives. You know why? It is mainly because that political executives are the real representatives of population of a country. And these political executives are answerable to the people directly. But there is no any such a commitment towards the people or between people and permanent executives. And the most important duty or the responsibility of the permanent executives are to give maximum details about a particular matter that is advised by the minister or by the political executives. So many more different opinions will come from the side of the permanent executives. From among them, the best one, that the most suitable for the population, need to be selected and to be implemented by the political executive. That's why their power is differ from one another. So, in a democracy, we can say that the real decision makers of a country is the elected representatives in its maximum style. They will be supported by the appointed officials of different subjects and different matters with all different expertise or the or you can say in detailed ideas about each and every of that matters. So a government, especially a democratic government, will be having number of institutions who prepare, organize, coordinate every or the important matters of a nation into its maximum best. So in this institution, other important personalities or the positions are Prime Minister, President, then Judiciary, etc. also. We need to discuss about them in the coming days. So today we can stop here and need to continue in the next day. So study well. Thank you. Have a nice day.